What's going on, everybody? Oh man. So, Game of Thrones just finished, or I just saw it. You know, not really that crazy about the ending, but it is what it is. What's going on, Sandeep? Thanks for joining the live stream. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, I just wasn't too crazy about the ending on that Game of Thrones finale, though. Just kind of seemed a little bit flat to me. Like it could have been a little bit funner. That's how I felt. But yeah, in celebration of Game of Thrones, whether you like the ending or not, what we're going to do today is we're going to be working on a little Flutter app. And what I want to do is I've seen an API out there. I don't think they keep it up to date, unfortunately. But what we're going to actually do is we're going to create little API, or we're going to use Flutter to create a little app that's going to be pulling information from an API. And we're going to be using a grid view because I think hopefully it has images attached to it. So hopefully we can make it look all pretty or whatever. But yeah, we're going to try to do that. So let's switch right on over to the coding screen. There we go. Avenger series and GOT series and 2019 becoming sad. Yeah, there's like nothing to look forward to except for Far From Home. Let's see what they do with Far From Home, right? Because I'm super interested in seeing where that goes. I should have done one of these for Endgame, but it was like too off the walls on when people would watch it. You know, it being like one of the biggest movies of all time, right? So first thing that we need to do is we need to find an API that is actually meant for Game of Thrones, and let's do that now. So Game of Thrones API. I saw a couple of them. All of them look outdated. See, there's like three main ones. I think it was this one that was probably the best. And yeah, so we have, let me see, characters. Let's see if they, no, they don't have an image associated with it. It'd be nice if one of these have an image. Let's see, allegiances, books, POV books, not sure what that means. And look, it stops at season 6 when we obviously know that he made it to season 7. So let's see which one of these gives us at least the most accurate information. I think it might be this one, but this one looks like way over the top complex. Character book, get all characters. Yeah. Character book, get characters by house. No, we don't want that. We just kind of want to get oh, is this get all characters? What's the difference? Return all characters currently stored. Return all characters. Character book. Get all characters. I would assume that all characters is probably what we want. So let's try out this API first. Make sure that we're going to get what we want. And then might be nice to see how this works. Okay, so let's try to make an estimated guess on how this thing works. I'm going to guess that it's after show. It's going to be something like that. And it is. Cool. All right, so this is going to be the API that we're using. And let's well, first, let's start a new Flutter project, shall we? Man, but I'm super happy that Starks came out on top, but I got no love for Bran. That's for sure. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going to change directory in. Let's see, where do we want to go to? Desktop KL Learning, because that's where I learn ya. And we're going to do Flutter. If I know how to spell Flutter. Flutter create. And we're going to call this Game of Thrones. There we go. Okay, we don't need the new version of Flutter though. All right, so now that we have it created, oh, gotta wait. All right, change directory into Game of Thrones, and then we're going to, well, open in Visual Studio Code, That gives us another little window. There we go. Damn, they got surveys in here. Okay. So let's check out what we're working with. This is one of the things that I'm going to do. So one of the other things that I wanted to talk about tonight was just the fact that I want to put together a little schedule for tonight, and it's not going to be like a dead set schedule, but it's something that I want to start working with for the next couple of weeks, or at least try it out for a week and see how I feel about it. And because if you've been watching the channel, you'll be seeing that the content that I'm putting out is like really different than what it used to be. And a lot of people are actually finding value in it, which I'm very happy that they are, but I'm just like a little bit surprised that so many people are finding that much value in it. It makes me super happy. It makes me super excited. And I just want to kind of keep catering to that audience that wants that type of thing. We don't need this. Okay. I don't know who put the dang comment at the end of this. So yeah, that's another thing that we're going to be going over. But yeah. What's going on, Vishnu? Back in it for some more. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna probably, and maybe with the help of you guys that are in here, put together a little schedule on what the channel's going to be. It's definitely going to consist of a lot of live streams because you guys seem to really like that, and I like having conversations with you guys. It's pretty cool. And I get to kind of know my audience. It's really nice to just get to know you guys and be able to talk. So it's not like always just like one way. It's like we can actually have an interaction, and we can kind of, bounce ideas off of each other. Or if you have a question, I can answer you directly. Or like, because sometimes people have, questions, and then it's like, well, you're asking me to do something. You're asking for some advice or a tutorial or something like that. When I'm answering comments, I'm usually away from the computer. So it's like I can't really help you then and there. But if we're already on the computer, then, I might even be able to bang that out for you real quick. So I think that live streams are definitely something that's going to be a major part of the channel going forward. But yeah, it's just something that we're gonna probably figure out tonight. So this is 0xff, and then let's just say some random. Let's see if I can get my purple in here. The first thing that I want to do is figure out why. Or actually, no. Let's just see if I could do it off of one of these. But one of the things I want to figure out is what can I do in order to get a custom color in here. 3s. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. No. Colors. Color. Why are you complaining? Okay. So what's the problem? The constructor color that isn't of type material color. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is the problem that I wanted to fix. So first things first is I wanted to figure out how to convert a color to a material color. Color to material color. And my guess would be I just wrap it in a material color. Because why would it have to be some designated color? That obviously doesn't make any sense. A material color, which we can, let's see. Let's see. So what I want to do is I want to turn any color to a material color. There we go. Bam. Simple as that. So, oh, that's right. I think you have to make all that garbage. Finally give the colors like this. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. That you would have to even make a color like that. Is Flutter comfortable for you than Swift? So is it more comfortable to me than Swift? No, definitely not. Or else the app would be done already. I could have had this all banged out so quick in Swift. I just wanted to practice in Flutter. I'm practicing, like, the reason why you're getting so many of these live streams is because, well, one, for my challenge, I have to put out 100 videos in 100 days. And two, I want to make sure that I'm learning Flutter because it's important for how I plan on doing business in the future. So in order for me to get better at Flutter, I have to practice a lot. Just create a variable for your custom color and specify your values in 450 to 900 for luminance purpose. Okay, it's not that important to me to represent this, but there will be a whole tutorial on that. So that's one of the other things is, all right, well, since you guys are in here, let's kind of just build this out. What do I want to do? Do I want to do it in here? Might be a good one. Let's see. Do I want to do it in here? Let's think. You know what? I'll do a regular note, and then I can convert it later. So, or because you can't adjust the size, so we'll do pages. We'll do pages. Don't like that. And what we want to do is a blank one. Man, I feel so empty without Game of Thrones, just knowing that it's over, though. Just knowing that it's over just makes me sad. A sad panda. All right. So let's start from the top of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right. So, before I get into the app, I just kind of want to write down some ideas, topics. So topics. And then we'll say one of the topics is going to just be a Flutter tutorial. I'm going to start doing Flutter tutorials, Swift tutorials, obviously. And I'm thinking about doing these once a week. I also want to have just live streams coding. I think that's what you guys like to see. A lot of people are saying that they like to see or have somebody to code with. It just makes them feel a little bit better, and I'm down with that. As for the color, I think I want this to be black. Colors.black. It doesn't really tell me how black is this black. Just go with a random 45. I'm not sure how dark that is. I think 45. I think 54 is probably a better one. We'll just do 54. All right. And let's save that, and let's just open it up first. So we need to open up our simulator, which we could do from the terminal right here. Thank you, VS Code. Open simulator. Like that. And okay. And I think I need a little bit of music right now. So where do I get music from? Brother. It's okay. We'll be fine without music, I suppose. Because I don't know where my cousin puts his music anymore. All right. So is the simulator open, or where is it? Of course it didn't open with a device. That would have been too practical. It's like, come on, just open on up, man. There we go. What we'll do with this is we're going to put this in JSON formatter. Throw it in there. Process. Looks like it's pretty big. That's what she said. And dang, I've never seen it do this before. It must be really big. Wow. Wonder if they do paging. It'd be a very useful skill to learn how to page. Let's see. How would we do this? Well, I mean, it technically worked. All right. So, okay. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, didn't want to do that. And I would appreciate it if you did what you're supposed to do. You're gonna make me scroll all the way to the bottom? That's not good user behavior. Jesus, this thing's freaking massive. I don't even know if I'll be able to intake all of this. That's so much data. Okay. I don't know if data can be consumed at that level. Look at it's not even opening the page that it's supposed to. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Does it have an image? It does have images. That's good. That's exactly what I want. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll put in this image and yep, there it is. All right, so let's do find. Of course you can't find. Why would you be able to find? That would be too convenient. Let's try to find somebody that we know. Greyjoy. Who's this? Joffrey Baratheon. Here we go. We all know and love Joffrey, don't we? We don't love him, but we know him. Ugh. So I guess these are from the book, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. I would Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. That should be John Fosselway. I don't know that guy. But let's see. And we're going to just do this. It is what it is. I don't know where they're getting these pictures from because I'm pretty sure that Game of Thrones isn't a picture book. But this will work. This will work. Okay, so we got that. Do we have it running? No, we don't. So let's do that. I'm going to run it on our iPhone X. Yeah, so while we're waiting for that, so I'm thinking about Flutter tutorials should be on Friday. Because Flutter Friday. And we'll have a Swift Saturday. Because why not? So then you get tutorials back to back in a row. And then you're crying about the color? It's kind of weird to cry about a color. Yeah, you're kind of you're kind of weird to be crying about a color like that. That's not okay. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this and that. And we'll get rid. Okay, so we need to do like a normal color. So then we'll do, I don't know, blue. Super weird. That's super weird and super frustrating that it wants to have a color like that. Yeah. Gray. There we go. Let's see. Ooh, gray is not too shabby, I'm not gonna lie. Gray's not too shabby. Still kind of weirded out that they don't let me do black. Ridiculous. But gray we could do. What's this blue gray? Oh, even better. We could do blue gray. Okay, so we're working with blue gray. And what we're going to do is we need to make a networking request, right? Now, that would mean that we need to do create a future and let me think. How did we do this before? We do a get, and then that's going to return something. So we'll create a new class. Let's do a new class. I'm going to try to abstract it. This is the first time I'm going to try to abstract it. That's going to be kind of different. All right, and we'll just call this networking. I can't do capitals for whatever reason. Networking service.dart. And we're going to import, let's see. We're going to import, what else? We're going to import async, right? And what is this async? Async. There we go. Async. We also need to import, I think, HTTP, which we need to do through our YAML package. Was it HTTP? HTTP : what happens if we just save it like that? Does it automatically bring in the most latest one? The most recent one? I think it does. So then what we'll do is we'll say import HTTP, and we have to actually cast this as HTTP. Not really sure why. My guess is that it has overlapping like classes or something like that. So that's why I think that we need to do that. Like, yeah. All right, and then we need to also import import convert like that, but not that one. Convert. All right, let's see. Convert. Is it this one? I don't think it's this one. Import convert. Might be that one. Yeah, Dart convert. Not really sure what convert is. Encoders and decoders. Should automatically be part of it, but whatever. All right, so we have all of this, and what we want to do is we want to create a class. And this class is simply going to be our networking service. And I usually use singletons. So how would you do that? If let's see, that gaming channel. What's up, dude? Let me think. How would you do a singleton in Dart? Dart lang singleton. You would do it like this: static final, and then your class name, and then oh, that's right, it's kind of funky. Yeah, it's kind of funky. So let's do that. I want to try to build it how I usually build it. So we need a factory singleton, and I'll drag this over here so I can see it. All right, so at the top is the actual reference to the singleton itself. So final, and then shared, and we'll say that, or no, this is going to be networking service shared, and this will be, let's see, new singleton. Yeah. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Thing. Huh. Instance. And then. Let's see. Singleton 2. And singleton 3. Private constructor. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. So what we have is we have our networking service, and then we have private constructor like this. I don't know if that's actually a keyword. It doesn't look like it. Just whatever you want to call it. And then static final networking service shared is equal to networking service private constructor, like that. So I'm gonna just apply some Swift knowledge and implement it like this and see how that works. Shouldn't be a problem, but we'll learn in the future how it goes. All right, so now that we have our thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say request, and this is going to return, this is gonna be a future HTTP. Let's say a future, type, and this, let me think, generics. I want to see how you do Dart generics. Dart generics. All right, generic method syntax. So list T. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so let's just say that we're going to do this. Let's say that we're going to get back a user or a character, right? Where's our JSON? Because these are all characters anyway. Right, so this is a list of characters, so we know for sure that we need to have a character class. And we'll just put that right here real quick, and then we'll move it out later. Character. And then it's going to have a final, let's see, what do they have? What's kind of important? So we want just kind of like the name and the image, like just like some of the basics. So let's let's see. Looks like name and an image. Okay. So we're just going to do the name and the image, I think. We're going to keep it as basic as possible. So name. I don't know what I'm doing. String name. And then final string image path, like that. And we're gonna have a constructor right here that says that, and then this dot name and this dot image path, like that. And that should be enough to create a character. So now, if we were going to do a networking request, what we would want is a future list of characters, right? And then we're gonna say request, and then we're going to pass in an endpoint, and we want to have name parameters. So, and we want this to be required endpoint. This is gonna be a string. Still thinking in Swift. Endpoint. And let's see. We also want to have used undefined name required used as an annotation. Okay. Then we won't do required, whatever. We'll say endpoint, and then we'll also need to have, well, let's just work with the endpoint for right now, and then we'll build it as we go, right? Because I don't want to get too confused on what I'm trying to accomplish. So first what we have to do is we have to say await or async, and then we're gonna say final response is equal to await http dot get, and then we're gonna get the endpoint like that. And this, let's take a look at the top of our JSON, and let's see if this is actually an array of objects or if it's a dictionary of objects. Oh goodness. All right, so success. Yeah, so this is actually a dictionary. So what we want to do is we want to map, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it generic this time, but that's okay. What we want to do is we're going to say that this response, let's take a look at the other one too. So I want to create a new window. Did I miss the schedule talk? No, I'm kind of just like sitting here thinking it through. Like I have it in the background. Right now I'm thinking about doing Flutter tutorials on Friday, Swift tutorials on Saturday. I do want to do live streams like I'm doing right now. I really enjoy that. Also dev tips, and that's like the talking head videos. That's another thing that I'm going to be doing. And these are actually, I think, are going to be very plentiful. Oh, also what I'm thinking is um I saw somebody do a series like this where it's like 1 day of code or something like that. So you would like build slash copy something in 1 day. So I really like that idea. I thought that was pretty cool. And then also I want to do time lapses. So this is kind of like it. So hold on. And this is kind of like related to that idea where it's like time lapse of a complete app. I will tune in on Saturdays. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the Flutter thing's not gonna definitely not gonna be for everybody, but neither is the Flutter stuff. And then there's this thing that I saw somebody do where it's like 1 day of code and see what you could build. I think that might be Sundays, but the problem with that is like, how do I find a whole day to do that? So I'm thinking that I would actually do that on Saturday, and then I would release it on Sundays. So I'm thinking maybe right now, 1 day of code, maybe like that, and then I gotta figure out what else goes in here. Now, the live streams, I think I kind of want to have like static content and then just do live streams on top. And then you might end up with like, I don't know, you might end up with more than 7 videos a week. That's overly ambitious. I might die. But we'll see. All right. Let me open this up because I still am not 100% on the whole networking thing in Dart. And I still need to reference my old code. So let me take a look at that. And where are you? Okay, so we're gonna do HTTP GET. I got that. So then what I need to do is I need to turn the response into JSON. That's what it is. So then we say, why are you not doing it? Okay, final JSON is equal to the response. So it's HTTP dot decode, right? Is it HTTP? Oh no, it's just JSON. So JSON dot decode response dot body decoded response, right? Okay. All right, so then we have the decoded response, and then what we want to do is we want to essentially map these into users. So let me see if I could try to do a map, and we'll say this is going to be a list of characters, and this will be called characters is equal to, we want to grab our decoded response dot so there is no map. So let me see if there's a decoded response. Well, that wouldn't work anyway, because what we need to do is we need to go in there and we need to grab it, because it's not an array, it's actually a dictionary. And what we're going to, so this is going to be, um, characters array. Final, yeah, characters JSON is going to be equal to response dot, and then it has what is it, books, like that. Response, decoded response, I'm sorry, decoded response dot books, like that. Or book is an array. And then let's just go ahead and loop through this book. So we'll say for var I is equal to 0, so for I, let me see, for I, while I is less than characters JSON dot length, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do I plus plus, like that. And this actually I'm gonna just do this as final because I don't know exactly what it's gonna come back as, but we do need an array of characters. So a list of characters, character, like that, and characters, characters. And we don't need the var if we're doing it like that. So from here, we also want to make sure that it's an empty array like that. And we'll just say final character is equal to characters JSON I, and then character object, and then we'll say final character is going to be equal to, and we're going to create a character, and the name will be character object dot name, and then we'll do image path is character object dot image, like that. And then we should be able to add that character. So characters dot add character char actor. There we go. And then what we do is we just simply return characters. There we go. So let's see if this works, and we can test that in the init state method. So init state, so you're doing that, and then we're going to import our networking service. Networking service, and let's try to do networking service dot share dot request, and we'll pass in our request, which is going to be this API. What's the problem here? I guess endpoint. Endpoint like that. And we'll save that. And then what we also want to do is we want to make sure that we're printing out each of these characters, which might blow up the system, but hey, who cares? dir.name. All right, let's go ahead and restart that and let's see what happens. If you do a lot of live streams, then you can focus on just the code skills, no editing, but maybe I'm just getting lazy. Yeah, that's definitely a plan. Snow instance, getter book should. Let's try it a different way. All right, I think F5 runs it, right? It does. All right, so you're saying that it has no instance of book, but I'm saying it kind of does. And did it work though? So maybe it will work if I do it like this. I thought that you could just do dot whatever and it will work, but I guess not. I might have had an incorrect thought process on the syntax of Dart. So image like that, which that's fine. It's all learning. It's all good. It's all good when you're learning. So we're going to do F5. Unused asynchronous. Well, I'm pretty sure it's used, but okay. Let's see. Named name. Well, it does. It definitely has something called name. Right? So you go into book and then you have this object. And if you take a look, it does have name at a top level. So that would mean that you're saying I have something wrong. So let's take a look at what we're doing. Now we have this character JSON, which is going to be under book. And let's go ahead and just print out that. Let's print that out. Characters JSON, right? Let's print that out and let's see what happens when we do it like that. So we're gonna stop. I'm gonna do F5. And we're gonna bring this back up. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay, so wow, it actually worked. So it definitely does have the names. Oh, maybe we were in we had some bad state in there, and that's probably what happened. So it looks like it is working and we are parsing properly. Not sure what's going on with async. I would guess that maybe since we're importing HTTP that it is automatically working, and that I'm fine with. Let's see our networking service. All right, our networking service is going to return it's going to return that. Okay. And what we need to do now is we need to create a grid view. So let's go ahead and try to do a grid view. I've never done a grid view as the body, and I want to see if that will work. So grid view, and what we need to do is we need to insert, you know what? Not this. I think it's actually a future builder. Let's see if that will actually work. Future builder, and then inside of the future builder, we're going to have let's see. So we're going to have a future. So that's where we're actually going to be doing our networking service. So let's do that. So future, and then we're going to do our networking service. And actually we want to do it like this. We're going to say networking service, networking, like that. And this is going to be equal to our networking service dot shared, like that. So now we can just do networking dot request, and we request this bad boy right there. Pass it in like so. And what are you complaining about? Oh, it's supposed to have endpoint. You know what? I'm gonna take that off because right now with the way that we have it, it doesn't make sense. I gotta say that Dart having this async await type structure is very sexy. It's a very sexy thing. I would really like to see this come over to Swift. That would be awesome. That's the plan. They're working on getting some of that stuff into Swift, but yeah. 100 days of live streams. Yeah. Does Dart have anything like Codable? It doesn't. It actually, I shouldn't say it doesn't, but I haven't seen anything like Codable. So I'm thinking I might have to build something like that myself. Because, yeah, that ain't sexy whatsoever. All right, and then this also should have what? A builder, right? A builder, yep. So this builder, it takes in a context, and then it also takes in a snapshot like that. Now, I'm not going to be using the context, I don't think. It's always going to be the same context. It can't hurt, I guess. context, and then in here, this is actually where we want to check if the snapshot has data. So if snapshot, we have to wrap this in parentheses. If snapshot dot has data, else we're going to return center, and that is going to have a child circular progress indicator like so. Okay, so now what we want to do is snapshot circular indicator. Now what we want to do is we want to build our grid view, and this will have oh no, it's not grid view, it's grid view builder, builder like that. And we actually want to return this. Jesus, okay. A little bit too much going on the screen right now. Oh my God. Okay, so we have our grid view, right? And in our builder also takes in an items count. So this is going to be our snapshot.length, I believe. Oh no, snapshot.data.length. That's what it was. And then this one also has an item builder, which once again takes in, does it take in a context or is it just, yeah, context and an index. So context and an index like so, right? Keep it up, Kilo. I will chat with you later. All right, later, Caleb. Thanks for stopping by. And then what we need to do is we need to return a grid tile like so, and then we're going to have the child be a column, and some of this stuff should actually be well, a lot of this stuff should probably be broken down, but it's okay. So the column is going to consist of an image dot network, and what we're going to do is, let's see, where do we go? All right, so what we want to do is we want to create a character from this. So final character is equal to character, and this is going to be, the name is going to be the snapshot.data, and that's going to be name. No, wait, it's already returning a list of characters, is it not? Yeah, it's already returning a list of characters. Huh, hold on. This returns a list of characters. Therefore, in this builder, a snapshot data should be a character. Is that right? So character is equal to snapshot dot data index. right? And then we're going to say character dot image path, like so. Okay, I'm doing this wrong. Children. Okay, so let me, hold on. Okay, column, and then we have children, and then we do it like this, and then we say that, and then we do this, and then we do that. Text, character dot name, like so. And then the column is also going to be main axis alignment is going to be main axis alignment center, and then the cross axis alignment is also going to be center dot center, right? Something's going on right here. You're giving the grid delegate is required. Yeah, okay, so let's add a grid delegate. I forgot about that. Grid delegate is going to be of type grid delegate. Abstract constructors. Let's see. How did I do this in my other project? So what we'll do is we'll jump over to the other project. And we're going to take a look at how I did that. And dang it, man. Find grid delegate. Sliver grid delegate with fixed cross access. Okay, so let's do that. Sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis. Grid delegate, and since it's so long, we'll just change it to final, and this will be equal to sliver grid delegate fixed cross axis and the cross axis count. So this is essentially saying like how many do we want on each row. So cross axis count is going to be 3. And then we'll do cross axis spacing should be like 1. And then main axis spacing should also be like 1. So there's like just a line in between each of them. Like that, and then we'll just pass this in down here wherever it's at. So we'll pass it in right here, grid delegate, like that. And let's save that, and we'll stop it, and we'll restart it. Let's do a full restart. Let's see if it actually works. I'll be impressed if it actually works. It's not too shabby. I am a bit concerned about the image management and memory, but who knows how. Maybe it's super efficient and it recognizes that it needs to, like, you know, only pull up those images since they're in a grid, only pull them up when they're showing on the screen. That would be super impressive if it works. Not sure what's going to happen, honestly. No problems have been detected, but you're also not running, so why not? So it's launching. And yeah. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be building. Okay, so that's when we have to do this. rm.r remove recursively, and we want to remove the build folder, and then we're going to run it, and then that should get it to work. Not sure why it does that. I think it does that more on iOS than it does on Android, because usually what I do is I build it on Android just to be more familiar with the device, since I know a lot of stuff about iOS and iPhones and stuff like that, but I don't know a whole lot about Android. So yeah. Like that, it's loading. Okay. So interesting. Interesting. All right. So one problem is that I accidentally put 3 when I meant to put 2. So let's do a fresh restart from that. That's a little bit better. And let's see what else this can control. All right, let's look up how to make it dynamic. No, don't want to. So grid view. Well, let's think about this. So I don't want it to be a perfect square. I kind of want it to be like an elongated square. So let's see what happens. And then some of these I think are just gonna not have images. So image provider failed. That's still pretty cool though. I wonder if that's Jon Snow right there. I don't think that we probably didn't use best practices, but the fact that we got this working is pretty cool. Flutter, and then we want to do change grid tile height, custom height. Okay, and what's your solution? The key is the child aspect ratio. The value is to determine the layout of the grid view. In order to get the desired aspect, you have to set it in the item width and the item height. The solution would be something like so. So you're saying there's an item height over here. So item, let me see. Nope. Okay, hold on. Let's see, item count. Okay, let's go back over to what they were saying. Where are you using? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Grid view.count. Child aspect. So let's see if it has that. It doesn't. to determine the layout on the grid view. So, let me see what happens if I change this to grid delegate. Let me see. Let's see. Cross access, child aspect ratio. And this has it, child aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is going to be with 1 to 2, so 0.5, right? Or 1 over 2, comma, so 1 to 2. And let's go ahead and restart this entire app and let's see what happens. Yeah, a little bit better. And okay, so we don't want it to be exactly 1 to 2. I just wanted to make sure that I was thinking properly. What we probably want it is to be 2 to 3. And let's go ahead and do a full restart on that since we have state in there. All right, perfect. So that's looking a lot better. I'm liking that. Not really sure what we can do in regards to these images because it's like, you know, I think that the images just might be bad. Some of these images are just going to go bad as time goes. And let's see, it's the, well, we could, okay, so like the third image in, we can like say like, oh, that's not right. There's so much data that like my computer's struggling to keep up. It's like really struggling. Yeah, this is just frozen. It's crazy. That's okay. So what we'll do is, yeah, so this one still works. Let's see. So then what we can do is we can say Flutter image scale to fill. Image. Let's see, image scale type, center, crop on Flutter. Yeah. Image asset, width and height. Let's see if this is responding. That kind of sucks. What I could do is I could print out the images, which would be actually pretty easy. Oh, hold on. We're printing out the JSON anyways. Right? Or if we're printing out the JSON, we might be able to get it back. Nope. Let's just do print out the character image path. And we'll restart that one more time, because that's actually going to be a lot easier to just go up and be like, okay, what's the third one down? Oh, they're coming back as null, just completely null. Okay, so that makes sense. If it's null, then we need to put something in their place. Okay. Let's do a Game of Thrones logo. Kind of like this one. Here we go. This is pretty good. Here we go. Let's see. Houses. Let's see if we could get a good one. Let's see. Kind of just want something like simple but square. Again, how stark it is. Is this actually? No, I don't think that is. House Stark logo. You know what I mean. All right, so let's just go ahead and we'll do this, and we're gonna go over to our files. We're gonna create a new folder. That's fine, whatever. Assets. And then what we'll do is we'll just save image to downloads. And then we'll go to our downloads and Stark. And what we can do is we can drop this in there. All right, and then we need to go back over to our YAML file, and we're just going to say fonts, images, and we're gonna just uncomment this, and we're just gonna say assets. Like that. You're saying that that's bad. Hold on. Once again, let's check the other project, because I'm pretty sure you don't have to do YAML. You don't have to insert every name. There's a shortcut for it. Assets. That's what I did. Like this. And at what layer is it at? Let me make sure that I have it at the right layer. See, that's the problem, is that there is no such thing because it's at the wrong layer. And that's what I kind of thought. That's what I was kind of suspecting, but I wasn't 100% sure. So what it's complaining about right now is that it's in here and it needs to be up here or something like that. Did you drop it to the right spot, or did you just ignore what I'm trying to do? Yeah. Move. this? Move. There it goes. Okay, yeah. Assets. There we go. So now that it's at the right level, we're not getting that error anymore. So now what we need to do is we need to go back over to the library main, and then what we're going to do is so we can do it like this. So if character dot image, or actually I don't even think we need to do an if statement. Character image character dot image is equal to null. Image path. Then what we'll do is we'll say image dot asset, and then we're going to pass in start dot png, and this is actually assets dot start dot png. Else is going to be that. So that's going to be cool. Now we can restart that. Instead of null, we should be getting those. Cool. That's pretty damn snazzy, dude. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And one other thing that we can do immediately is we can just, instead of saying center, what we can do is we can do space between, and let's restart that. All right. Okay. So that's a little bit of a problem. Let me see. I think that's a little bit of a problem. Don't know exactly what would be the best thing to do in this situation, but this is pretty cool that we got it working to this extent in general. I'm pretty happy with this. I don't like the slow loading. Like, it's definitely not super efficient, you know what I mean? Like, you see how choppy it is? Like, that's not ideal. But overall, this is pretty cool. Let's see. We can try saying Flutter image fit to grid tile. Let's see if there's anything that comes back with that. Photo grid. I don't think this is what I want. Yeah, staggered is not what I want. So, according to, yeah, that's not what I want. I don't believe it. I don't think. Is that really part of it? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, you would have to implement. Yeah, I don't want that. It's not even what I want. So, image. Let's see. Because we want all the images to be the same size. Image fit to container. Let's see what that brings back. How do I stretch the image to fit the whole background? Sized box expand. Yeah. Okay, let's see what that does. If we wrap the image in a sized box, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it like this. So sized box dot expand, and then the child will be grabbed from here. Right. Okay, so the size box, and then we're going to say fit sized box dot expand, and then it doesn't have a fit on it anymore. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. It might be the actual image itself, maybe. No, that no longer works. So let's just see what this does, if this helps at all. Okay, that really didn't help. Okay, so that's not what we want. So let's try and expand. And let's see what an expanded does. Ooh, that's looking pretty dang sharp. And let's add a little bit of space to the delegate. So we want to have like a little bit of space in between each of them. And I'm thinking like 8. Yeah, man. Look at that. That's way better. Still choppy, but hey. Yeah, I like that. Look at Renly. It didn't look like that. Rhaegar Targaryen. I think that's Jon Snow's father. That makes me pretty happy. Like, guys, look at this. Look at what we made. Didn't take too long. So let's look up Smooth scroll. So scrolling. All right. That's fine. Smooth. Today I will talk about one such animation. I will covering how to make smooth scrolling animation in. No. As smooth as a Flutter gallery app. Problem with your code is that you're using regular list view, which is an appropriate list. In case, note that there's a lot of items, in this case 200, but scrolling is still buttery smooth. I'm doing that. You know, I wonder if I could figure out how to put this on a real device. I don't suspect that I will be able to put it on a real device, but if I could, that'd be super awesome. Let's go ahead and stop this. And let's see if we could put it on my real device. We have two devices, so if this one doesn't work, because I think I'm using beta on my real device, if I could use, obviously if I could use this one, this would be awesome, but if not, I have a backup device that's a little bit older, which might actually work. Just gonna have to check the build settings, because I'm not sure if the build settings will be like if it's out of date, you know, because that's the thing with iOS. You have to set the build, like what's the lowest supported operating system. I would assume that Flutter is going to support lower operating systems, but you never really know. So far it looks like, oh, it looks like it's going. It looks like it's going. Oh, it looks like it's launching. And it's on my device. That is awesome. So right now it's still loading. Oh, dude, it is pretty smooth. Holy crap, guys. Hold on. This is awesome. Look at this. Watch. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Look at this. Watch. Hold on. Let me make sure that. That's good. Whatever. Look at this. That's super smooth, guys. That's so smooth. Like the fact that it handles this for you is crazy. This is smoother than what most people would be able to do on iOS regularly, just because a lot of people don't know how to do the how to do memory, how to save all this stuff in memory properly. So this is awesome. I wonder if there's an easy way to turn on the scroll indicator. I just want to know how far down I have to go. Let me see. This is all done by first name? Lannister? No. Are they out of order? Cregan Stark. Yeah, this is like, I think it might be out of order. Yeah, I can't really tell what order it's currently in. Let's take a look at the API. Let's see if there's let's see. Let's see if there's like a easy way to do sorting, because I would rather not have to deal with sorting on the front end if I don't have to. Because that's definitely not ideal. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any sorting. That's kind of sucky, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Okay, so then we would do a sort on the front. So okay, that's not gonna work. Dart sort list by value. Wow, that's gonna take a while, huh? Let's see. Temp keys to list growable. Yeah, I don't know. That would just be, it just looks like it's gonna be like a lot of going through. Oh, look at Theon. Where is it? Look at Theon. So I would say like this is pretty cool. One thing that you would definitely want to include is one thing that you would definitely want to include is a search at the top. And yeah. But this is pretty cool. I'm definitely getting. Oh, look at that's supposed to be Marjorie Tyrell. She's way hotter in real life. Yeah. Okay, well, that's gonna probably do it for this. I'm still like super. Look at how smooth this is. That is super smooth, and it's actually not even as smooth as you're seeing it on here. Like on the app, it looks way smoother than it does in this video capture software. So that's pretty dang awesome. All right, so if you guys want this code, then let me know, and I'll just put it up on GitHub. But yeah, that's pretty. You know what? I want to change the name, and I bet you do that in the YAML file. Name. Yep. Game of Thrones. Did that break it? That might have broken it. I'm gonna assume that it didn't break it, because that'd be ridiculous if you couldn't name it what you wanted, right? So let's go back over to the debugger and let's press play. Or I guess we have to do it over here. Hold on. Where are you? Where are you, little buddy? So let's do this. I would hope that it would work. So it's launching, but it's not launching. Current device. Debug console. Okay, so yeah, the fact that I changed it, they didn't like that. Okay, so how would you change a new Flutter project? How would you change the name of your project if it's not in the YAML file? It wouldn't be there. Let's see. Pubspec lock. Could be here. And then what else? So we have the assets. Yeah, that's kind of weird. If I had to guess, it would have been that, but if it's not that, then it would have to be whatever idea is. All right, well then let's just look it up. I thought I could figure it out by myself, but you can't. Flutter change app name. Oh, I guess you have to do it for each individual one. All right, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna do it on iOS because I'm more familiar and I don't have the patience, and I really have to pee, but I don't have the patience to do it on whatchamacallit, Android right now. So in the info.p list, what I have to do is we want to change this, I think, is it the bundle name? The display name. Display. Huh. All right, well then I guess we'll just have to do it in Xcode because I don't know exactly what it is. All right, so we go over here. Can we get there? Nope, of course not. So we'll go to desktop, KL Learning, Game of Thrones, iOS, and we're gonna open up this bad boy right here. And we're gonna change it to Game of yeah, we'll just say Thrones, like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look in the info.p list to see exactly where it changed it, so I can do it from code next time. No. Yeah, CF bundle display name. That's what I kind of looked for, but I didn't see it. Oh yeah, it's right there. Oh, you know what? I bet that it actually wasn't even in there, and it probably got added. Okay, that's fine. All right, so then now when I go to here and I do F5, or no, hold on, let's go back to the main and we say F5. It should build onto my device. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Only bad thing is I think I still have to put in the assets manually, but yeah. This is actually the first app I've ever gotten on my phone, and it's actually a pretty cool app to get on your phone. Um, if it's the first one. Pretty cool. So not a bad first app, that's for sure. Looks like contains default. Get out of here. What we'll do is we'll try to remove this build settings. Yes. And then we'll do F5. And let's see. I don't even know what I did, but it's okay. Kind of want to see if it broke what was there. So we're going to go back over to iOS. iOS runner info.plist. CF bundle display name. Oh man, looks like I broke it. So, let's go ahead and open it back up. I'm gonna open this up, and then I think it's because it had some problems. I think this was the problem. It didn't have a signing thing. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to try to build it from here. And if this doesn't work, then I'll try to build it from over there. Yeah, I think when I opened it up, it was then checking for the proper signing certificate or whatever. And that can cause problems sometimes. This application entitlement does not match the one installed application. These values must match in order to upgrade. Okay, so what you're saying is don't try to do it like that. So what I'm going to do is I deleted it off of my device, and now since there's no mismatch, it should work if that was the real error. And let's go ahead and open up QuickTime. It appears that your application still contains the default signing identifier. Try replacing com. Oh, dang it. So I'm not really sure why this would be such a problem. I find it kind of weird, to be honest, but it is what it is. So we want to change this to Kilo Logo. Like that. We're going to close it. And then what we're going to do, press F5 to build it. Not really sure where QuickTime went. So let's open up a new movie recording of my device. That's kind of weird. signified something. Failed to build to iOS. Build target runner of project runner with configure debug. Resource fork finder information or similar just not allowed. Could not build precompiled. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to do the remove build stuff again. And then let's try this again. Not really sure what's going on, but we'll figure it out. It's only a matter of time. Or I might have to give up and just go inside because I really got to pee. But you guys saw the final product. It was pretty good. I just wanted to change the name. That's apparently a lot more difficult to do than you would think. So what we need to do is we're going to go back over to the debug console. Okay, that's the right name. I think I'm going to change that of to a capital O, and it's building to my device. And we're getting the loading screen. Pretty cool. That is pretty cool to me, if you ask me. Much rather would have had the dark, but it is what it is. Also, I'm wondering if I could have changed the background. That's right. I think that most of these images are going to have white in the background anyways, and it wouldn't look that great. Yeah, I don't think it would have looked that great. Like this right here, where we have the two Stark heads, that would have been looking pretty decent maybe. But the rest of it just wouldn't have looked good. So just having it white and flat, that's probably pretty good. And that's going to be it. I just want to go back and then change. Like I said, I didn't like the way that the lowercase o looked. I just want to change that. And then if I could change that, we're good. So I'm going to save that. And let's rebuild. Let's see if this will even work. It might not. Okay, it's building. All right. We go back out. So that didn't change. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had to stop it completely and run it. And I also wouldn't be surprised if we had to delete it completely. I really wouldn't. I really would not be surprised. So let's see if it flips that O to a capital O. Yeah, see? It does not like the fact that it's a little bit different. It's a little bit racist. It doesn't like different people. All right, so we're going to delete it. And what we'll do is now that it's deleted, now we'll try to build it and let's see if that works. So I think the fact that like a very important file has been modified and it's trying to do its like hot load type of thing. I think the fact that it does that, like the hot load stuff, that it's actually causing it to become a little bit more broken than usual. So if we do this, okay, you didn't want to do that. Yes. Okay, so now that we removed that, let's try it one last time. I think this time it's going to work, but you never know. Mouse is always bugging out. Might be time to get a new one. So looks like it's going. And then if we get the app on here at all, then that means that it was successful. Like after the app is on here, it pretty much worked. Yeah, see, it's on here and it works. So then everything else will work. Cool. And then real quick, the only last thing that I want to do is I just want to see if well, first I want to delete that print statement. That can't be healthy. To try to print out all that data. And then to try to print out that much JSON is also not going to be good. So we're going to just save that. That's pretty good. And then I'll probably do another restart on it. And also from here, what I want to do is I want to see if there's a way how we're supposed to change the app icon. Within the icon for iOS from the package. Flutter launcher icons has been designed to help quickly generate launcher icons for both. Yeah, see, so it's a package. I don't like using packages. I just don't. I feel like they become a crutch, and I never like being in a situation to depend on other people to do the right thing in order to get myself out of a problem. But follow simple steps, add Flutter launch icons, plug into that. Yeah, see, they're saying to do that and then do whatever icon. Yeah, so I think the correct way is to actually build them out and then add them in there. And I would much rather do that, create my own script and do it that way, than to rely on somebody else's stuff. That's just how I am. Because then I'll actually learn in the process. And then if that package for whatever reason just stops working, for whatever reason, I'm not going to be like crippled by it. It's a simple thing, but it is what it is. Like I'm just that type of person that I'll build it out. I would rather build it out than depend on you to do the right thing and be up to date all the time. So we're going to stop that. All right, guys. So that was the app in celebrating the end of Game of Thrones. I do like where we're going with this schedule. The only thing is that Tuesdays and Thursdays would be super hard for me to do live streams, and then we would also need to have like set talking head videos. So let's think. I'm going to say this will be talking head. This will be talking head. Right? Or we'll call them dev tips. Dev tips. Dev tips. And then maybe we have live streams on Wednesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays. Would that be good? Yeah, let's think. One day of code. Yeah, let's think. So we have the Swift tutorials, we have the Flutter tutorials, we have the live stream, we have the dev tips. I think that's going to be the plan for right now. guaranteed live stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. That might be pretty cool. And what I can do, let's just leave it right here. I'm going to sit on this for the night, and I'm going to think it over. So let's just go ahead and send this to me. And we're going to just share. Oh, geez, it's raining hard outside. Yeah, I'm going to sit on this for the night, and then I'm going to think it up. And we'll put it on the desktop. All right, guys. So that's going to be all for tonight. Thank you for joining me in celebrating this little Game of Thrones session celebration, and then going over figuring out what we're going to be doing. I'm going to think about this. I'm going to look into a couple other videos, see what other people are doing, and see what I really like about it, and consider that as part of the content. But right now I'm going to sit on that list, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'll be releasing the official schedule sometime this week for sure, because there are a couple of things that I want to do, but I'm just not sure how that would work. But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. You have a great rest of the night. Make sure you go out there, keep coding passionately.